Hello friends, welcome back to another video. We're here Orlando-based flight attendant. Hope you guys are doing wonderful. On today's video, I have to pack for a 2-day trip, bid for recurrent training, which is an annual certification to continue flying as a flight attendant. I can't believe that I'm going to start year 4 in a couple months, and also have a few things to share if you were thinking about becoming a flight attendant, things that you should really know, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be hitting the gym first, but before we do that, I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mantis Sleep. Mantis Sleep is all about empowering light sleepers to sleep better so that they can do more. They saw me struggling last week and they reached out and said, Will, we got you covered. As you guys know, I am a flight attendant, and next month I am going to be working a lot of red eye, so that's going to require for me to sleep during the day so that I can stay up all night. What I like most about this mask is that it has a cooling perforated foam system around your eye, which makes it very comfortable and completely blacks out everything. It has unique C-shaped eye cups for side sleep. I personally enjoy this mask for that particular reason. It also has a Grippy Zero sleep gel on the inside, infinitely adjustable fit, which makes it comfortable for you to adjust throughout the night. The strap is angled for ear comfort and is made out of a breathable soft mesh material. And lastly, it is 100% blackout and zero eye pressure for deep sleep. If you are looking for the perfect eye mask, go ahead and visit mantisleep.com/collections so that you can see their different options and find the perfect one for you, including the Mask Pro. Go ahead and use code WILL10 at checkout for 10% discount. Once again, thank you to Mantis Sleep for sponsoring today's video. Good night. Welcome to my kitchen. Just getting back from the gym now. I am about to heat up my lunch. I was actually supposed to eat this yesterday on my turn. So I didn't want to talk about yesterday. Yesterday I did one of those turns that is like 4 legs. Started in Orlando, went to Raleigh-Durham. Then we did a Syracuse turn out of Raleigh-Durham. And then we worked here. So we were working for like, I don't know, 12, 13 hours. By the second flight, I was already over it. I wanted to get back, I didn't eat. So I'm gonna eat this for lunch today. And it's the gnocchi pasta that I buy at Trader Joe's. And I don't know if you guys remember the chicken I showed you last time. I mixed the chicken with the pasta, so that's what I am going to heat up right now for lunch. After I heat this up, we're gonna bid for recurrent. If I can first open this container, because it flew with me all day yesterday. I feel like it's probably pressurized. There it is, finally. I don't like how this looks, but it tastes very good. I wish I had Parmesan cheese, but we don't. I gotta talk to Osvaldo about our grocery shopping. We gotta get, I don't know, the Costco membership again or something, because we're running out of things like every other week. And I don't want to make that many trips to the grocery store. It doesn't look good, I'm telling you. It tastes good, but it doesn't really look that good. I've been getting in the awful small habit of drinking this thing, Coke Zero. I don't know how I have developed that habit, but I have, and I don't like it. Granted, I've only been drinking the 7.5 ounces one, but still, this is bad. Tell me how I went to the store the other day and got a little 6-pack of these. There's only one left, and after that one, I'm not buying anymore because no. My most recent Yeti, and you're probably wondering, it looks like your airline's color. Did you get it for that reason? No, I just don't have this color. I have a lot of different Yetis. I'm gonna eat real quick, and when I'm done, we'll talk. Lunch is all done, out of the way. I am going to log in here to the software system that we have. This is where we do all of our trades, bidding, anything you can think of work related when it comes to our schedules. So I did talk to 2 or 3 classmates / friends, and I was like, when are you guys thinking about doing recurrent? And so they were thinking about doing it towards the end of the month. So we decided that we're going to try to go the last week of the month, and I personally prefer to do it at the end of the month. It gives me a bit of extra time to kind of like get ready for it. So the 27th first, and then the 28th, we're really wanting to go either the 27th, 28th. I am local, so I just go the day of. They commute, so if we get Tuesday, they have to fly in Monday. then do recurrent Tuesday, and then Wednesday they fly back. So we're trying to do it that week. Now in the month of July, I have CBTs, which is computer-based training that I have to complete before I go to recurrent. So I'm gonna have to find some time between my trips to complete that computer-based training to make sure that I am all set and good to go for when it's time to show up for class. I also get some resources to kind of like refresh first aid, door drills and all that, so I am going to be looking into those as well. And I will most likely be looking at equipment as well, and even though I pre-flight equipment every day I get on the aircraft, it's always nice to, you know, do a little refresher so that we're all good to go and get certified to fly another year. I can't believe that it's been a whole 3 years. If you're a recent subscriber and you have not watched my videos since the beginning, when I started, I was based in Philadelphia, but I was living in Chicago. So I was commuting for a little bit. And then I was finally able to get my transfer to Chicago. So I was based in Chicago for so long. And then I transferred to Orlando over a year ago, a year and a half since I've been here. I know a lot of people out there wonder like what it's like to work for that airline. Honestly, my experience has been great so far. I've said this many times. I love my flexibility and being able to just travel anywhere, spend time with family, take a day off if I need to. And early on, I knew that that was going to be possible here. And I'm glad that I stayed for this long because it's allowed me to be present. I will talk more about that in the things that you should know before becoming a flight attendant, but we're not gonna talk about that yet. What we're going to do next is actually get ready for this 2-day trip that I'm going on. And I'm excited for the trip. I'm not super excited about the report time. It's a 4:01 a.m. show. Very early, but we should be done by 11 a.m., which is nice. And the layover is like 23 hours or some change, but still, it's an early one. That means we gotta go to bed early. Weather in Orlando in the afternoons is always like this. This is why there's always so many cancellations and delays and ground stop. It was beautiful earlier. Why are you like this, Orlando? I have clothes in my packing cube, so I went ahead and took everything out. I went and replaced the underwear. This is gonna be to sleep, workout, and a pool or beach if we end up going there. And this is probably going to be the outfit for us to go out, and a pair of shoes. Now it's time to roll everything up. On the other packing cube, you guys know that I always keep a set of uniform. You never know when you're going to need it. I always talk about that one time where I was based in Philly and I was working a flight to Atlanta. It was the last leg of the day and I ripped my pants. Luckily I was wearing black underwear, but then I struggled the whole layover trying to find pants. And since that one time, I never ever go on a trip without packing extra uniform. Let's go ahead and put everything on the packing cube. This packing cube I've had for a long time now. I think I'm gonna put it on the description box in case that you are looking for compression packing cubes. They do keep me organized and I'm all about being organized. I am now almost done. I don't think that I'll be able to like fully compress this one, but I could still add more things here if I wanted to. I don't think I've ever packed this light. You learn with time. I remember when I started, I used to overpack. I put them like this. There we go. And then on this side, I usually put the toiletry bag. Over here, I put my steamer. That's pretty much it. It's a 2-day. I don't want to carry with a lot of bags, but I've been putting my required duty items and stuff that I need immediately on this bag, which I've had for a very long time. I think I bought it the first year that I started. You're probably wondering, what are you talking about, required duty items? I won't necessarily share what those are for safety reasons. All those items are in this bag. I always make sure that I have them with me. I guess I can mention a few required duty items such as your badge, passport, and watch. Those items you gotta have with you at all times. This is our company tablet, essentially our electronic Bible. We used to have a big book that we carry around, but we transitioned, I don't remember how long ago, probably a year and some change ago, to a digital version. Credit card apps and pens for the credit card program. Then I have all of my electronics on this pouch right here. One of the things that I like most about this bag is that it has a trolley sleeve. And so I just put it on top of my rollerboard, and whenever I need to reach for something, I have it right there. And then for the lunchbox, I have my J hook, and that's where where it usually goes. I could honestly fit all these things on my rollerboard, but if I need to reach for something, it's kind of difficult, especially if it's a full flight. I have to take the whole bag out. Next, what I have to do is iron all of my uniform. I don't know that I want to do that right now. I mean, I should, but let's do it. I'm all done and ready. I've completed most of the things that I have for today, but right now we're going to talk about things that you should know before becoming a flight attendant. These were some of the things that I wish somebody would have told me right before I started this whole journey to become a flight attendant. So I think it's only appropriate that I share those with you in case that you're finding yourself in the same position that I was a couple of years ago. So let's get to it. Number one is take the time to learn about the airline that you're interested in applying to or working for. Some of the things that you should learn about is where are their bases, where do they fly, what is their reserve like, what is their pay, what are their benefits. Understanding all these things will help you determine which airline fits better what you're looking for. There are two different type of airlines, regional airlines and mainline. I work for mainline, even though a lot of people think that we're not. I think a lot of people mistake legacy airlines with mainline. They're all mainline, but then you have your legacy airlines that are mainline. I'll leave that research for you to do between regional and mainline. Have a lot of patience. A lot of times it takes a couple months, sometimes maybe a year, to go through the whole process from the moment you apply to do a video interview, get invited to an in-person, and then wait for a training date. So please don't get discouraged if it takes a long time. It is a slow process, but definitely worth it. With number two, which I feel like it should have been number one, but we're gonna go with two, and that is save money. Sometimes training is paid. Some other airlines give you a cash card. Some others will give you an incentive after you graduate. Was that a plane? Some other airlines will not pay you anything, but will pay for your accommodations and food. It is kind of hard to be gone for a whole month, sometimes 6 weeks, not make any money, and then come out of training to find out that you have all these expenses. And now what you're gonna do. Try to save money for at least 6 months worth of your expenses. That could include card payments or maybe credit cards, rent, utilities. So that way when you're out of training, you have that money aside and you don't need to worry about that. The other portion that you should save for is crash pads and commuting in case that you're not based where you live. Sometimes airlines will not have a base where you live, so your option is to move or commute. Most likely you will commute. So saving for your crash pad, groceries, and other commuting expenses are very important. And the third category that you should save money for, uniform, luggage, and any other items that you'll probably be required to bring when you go to training. This was the number one thing that kept me from applying for the longest time until one day I was like, that's it. This is what I want to do. And if I don't do it now, I'll probably never do it. And I did. I was able to keep my former job on a part-time basis because it was a remote job. And so it was a lot difficult for me because I had to work before I got to class. And then I also had to work after I came back, and I had to juggle that and also training, but I was able to collect a check during the time I was there. So I wasn't as stressed out, but it was difficult. So please, please, please save all the money that you can. Number three is understand that this job is a lifestyle. You're probably going to be gone a lot, especially because when you start, you're going to be on reserve. So you most likely will be working holidays, weekends, nights. Sometimes you think you have a day off and you get called for something, or sometimes you're on your way home and you think you're gonna make it to the party, but you get a reroute and you don't make it and you get to stay in a different city instead of coming home. And it is hard. It's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to feel like you're missing out on so much and your family's doing all these things without you. But it isn't always like that. Last year I worked a holiday because I wanted to, but if I wanted to take the time off, I could have. Some holidays I don't work, and some other times I do because most of the time I get 200% pay and it's nice. And this goes back to number one, which is research the airline that you want to work for. I know that if I would have gone to a different airline, my experience would have been totally different, and that's okay. This isn't the battle of the airlines. It's just understanding how each airline works so that you're able to know what your quality of life is gonna look like. It doesn't mean that the quality of life is any less, but I've been able to be more present because I chose to come somewhere where I knew that I wasn't going to be a lot of time on reserve, and I knew that I was going to move up in seniority very, very quickly. Although it is changing for the bigger airlines too, because they are hiring a lot of people, and I do hear from classmates that went to other airlines that they've been able to move up quickly as well. So again, tie number 3 with number 1 to research the airline that you want to work for. But as long as you understand that the job is a lifestyle and that there will be times where you're going to be on the go a lot, you'll be fine, you'll do great. And lastly, seniority is everything. That's what this whole industry revolves around, seniority. The more senior you are, the better control you're going to have about your life, your time, your trips, everything. So don't get discouraged when you start and you look at your name and you're at the bottom of the barrel. Believe me, we all start somewhere, but with time you move up and things get better. If you are thinking about becoming a flight attendant, these are things that you definitely should know, you should definitely be looking into, and I wish you nothing but great things. If along the way you have any questions, whether it's about the airline I work for or anything else related to aviation, if I have the knowledge, I'll be more than happy to help you and answer those questions for you. Right now, I am going to take a break because I've been doing a lot today. All right, friends, it is time to say goodbye. I hope that you had fun on today's vlog. I hope that you learned something today. If you did enjoy it and you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, also don't forget to subscribe, and I'm going to see you next time for another adventure. Take care.